Another big win for Donald Trump in the Nevada caucus polls, and Hillary Clinton leads big in the polls heading into the South Carolina Democratic primary this Saturday. Are both races essentially over? Joining us this morning with their political take, Democratic strategist Richard Dickerson and the host of the Leland Live show, Leland Whaley. Good to see you gentlemen this morning.
Morning, Mike.
Good to be here.
Okay, so Donald Trump runs away with Nevada. This was a blowout, by every stretch. It was clearly a big win. Marco Rubio thought he could gain some ground. This is his childhood state that he grew up in. Didn't happen. So is this race essentially over?
I think it's Trump's election to lose. He's got the momentum. He's going into the South. He's been able to win conservative voters, evangelical voters across the board. He's shown a width and breadth of strength. And the other candidates who want to be president fail to go after the guy who's number one, which defies all logic.
Leland, he even won the Hispanic vote.
Yeah, I mean, he beat two Hispanics with the Hispanic vote. He's beating an evangelical, an outspoken evangelical with evangelicals. He probably won the Catholic vote after fighting with the Pope. It's amazing what this guy's doing right now. Demographically, everything's just out the window. It doesn't matter.
Talk about the challenges now facing the Rubio-Cruz camps, because essentially they have 6 days to try to figure out how are we going to revamp this thing to derail this Trump train right now.
Well, I think it's almost impossible. I mean, they got to get a break. He's got to have a stumble. Maybe he does something himself. But what we've seen thus far is that all of the rules don't apply. He can say anything, he can do anything, he can insult, and the reality of it is his support is broad and across the board. Leland mentioned the Hispanic vote. I think we add caution here because the number of Hispanics who voted yesterday in Nevada was a small percentage of the overall population. So if we say we had 46% and only 4,000 or 5,000 people, it inflates. So we want to quantify that.
All right, now Trump is specific on platform, but really not specific on his methods to achieve those platforms. And we know that goes against Republican races going back decades, the way they do things. So, but the people who are showing up, they don't seem to care.
They don't care. It is an outsider's game this time. He is not a traditional politician. The common theme, Mike, is you can throw demographics out. People aren't voting on those lines. Even on the Democrat side, Hillary's losing millennial women. This year, it's about the challenge to the system, and Trump's doing that most effectively right now.
All right, the Rubio camp, I know they feel like they could gain a little momentum if Kasich and Carson would drop out, particularly Kasich, but Kasich's not dropping out. In fact, he thinks he can win Michigan and Ohio still, where he's behind on Trump in his own home state of Ohio. I don't want to, we're not saying this is over yet because we do know things can happen, but are these guys living on a different planet thinking they can still win?
Well, go ahead, Richard.
I think that they are. I think the reality of it is that even if Kasich wins his home state of Ohio, where he's behind, and wins Michigan, what does that mean? You need 1237 to win, and so it gives him a couple hundred, 300, 400. He'll still be a long ways from even being the first place in terms of having votes. It's all about reaching that magic number of 1,237 votes.
Right.
And the challenge for both Kasich and Rubio is, what is the path to get there?
Right.
It's delegate math, and sooner we'll be into March 15th where it's winner take all.
Right.
Trump he leads right now in 9 of the 13 states coming up. It's momentum.
All right, let's talk about the Democratic primary this weekend in South Carolina. Almost a similar story there. You got Bernie Sanders, who's had huge support at the rallies, but the bottom line is, when push comes to shove, he is still losing to Hillary Clinton. And is he making a mistake, do you think, by not attacking her more on the scandals that are out there?
I think that when you're running, you have to be able to compare and contrast, and Bernie Sanders has to be able to give people a reason. And Hillary's firewall, what's her base? Black voters in the South and superdelegates, they haven't moved. And she's winning overwhelming because of the long-term relationship that she has with black voters. Black voters will be approximately 40% of those who vote in South Carolina.
You think Bernie's making a mistake?
I think it's all irrelevant because the Democrats have a rigged system of superdelegates. They don't care what Bernie does. They're going to blow him out at the convention anyway. If she gets indicted, they're going to put another nominee in. It's an insider game for the Democrats. Their voters are casting meaningless votes right
10
now.
seconds each, just real quickly, because they're wrapping me. Your campaign strategist for the guys who are behind Trump, what do you do?
If I'm Kasich, or I sign a book deal and get out of the race. If I'm Carson, maybe the same thing. I just don't think anybody nobody's in this race but potentially Rubio and Cruz and Trump.
Right.
So they've just got to keep doing what they're doing.
He only left you about 5 seconds now. So what do you do for Bernie Sanders
If you're Bernie Sanders, I think it's got to become a lot more aggressive, and you've got to find a way to reach out to voters 50 and older, black voters, and give them a reason to vote for you.
Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.